Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. This is day 27 of the 30 Days AI Challenge. If you're joining us from outside Nigeria, thank you so much for joining us, and it shows that you're having a good day. It's an amazing opportunity for us to learn how to use different AI tools and be aware, not just being aware, it also helps us to be able to apply these tools to our daily living. From the first day of this challenge, we've had to learn how to use various tools, Asana, Trello, Notion. We also learned how to use Loom, Google Workspace, which we are going to recap in the next few days because of those that joined the challenge days. And if you're just joining us for the first time, this is hosted by Hills and Tech. Hills and Tech is an edtech organization, and we help facilitate learning for women transitioning into tech through no-code careers like project management, business analysis, and a few more. So you can actually go to our website www.hillsandtech.com to find out more about us. And this event is hosted in commemoration of the International Women's Day. That support to women out there. I want you to be actively involved in the tech space. There's room for you. And thank you so much for our active viewers. Anya Chisom, I see you. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm excited. We share this link so we can have more people join us on this live session. It's amazing. We have an amazing facilitator and a very interesting tool to learn this evening. We're going to be learning how to use Monday.com. If you've heard about Monday.com, drop a comment in the comment section. Tell us your experience about it. And our facilitator is also an alumni of the Hughes and Tech institution. She's a project manager. She's also a business analyst. She is a woman of capacity, if I'll put it that way. So join me as I welcome Zillah Wobo. Thank you so much for
Hi,
joining, Zillah.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rejoice, for that very beautiful introduction.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. So I'll hand over to you at this point, and I'll come over whenever you need anything. I'll be available to support you. So,
Okay.
guys, please, if you have your questions, do well to drop them in the comment section and engage. Thank you so much, Zila. You can go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good day wherever you are, wherever you're connecting from. So this is what a Monday.com platform looks like. I'm on the free plan right now, and I'll just give you a run through from the login to now, right? So once you log in, you're gonna have a few options to pick from, just to ensure that Monday.com understands what you want to use the platform for. All right, they give options for project management, sales, customer support, just so they could create a dashboard or create the platform in such a way that accommodates the kind of tasks that you will be handling based on what you want to use it for. Okay, so for me, I chose project management, and this is what we have here. So there's the home button, and here in the home button, you get to see your footprints across the entire platform. So everything you've done recently, visited, updates, inbox, and all of that will be in your home in your home option, right? So this is a new it's a new account, so I haven't done much with it rather than just wanted to just to get it prepared for this session. Under the home icon, you have my work, right? Here in my work would show you um, every task assigned to you. All these are just demo tasks, right? All these are demo tasks, right? So every task assigned to you would actually reflect on my work. Why? Because this is where you get a full summary of everything that you have to work on, the things that are due, the things that are pending, the things that are overdue. This is where you get to access all of that. Let's go to more quick search in case you're looking for something that you can't eat. Probably in the mix of a lot of things, you could use quick search to just type it in and then it comes out. Template center is where you get templates for most things you want to use, probably for forms, for dashboards and all that. Let me click on it just so you see what it looks like. Why isn't it coming on? Sure, give me one moment. I think my laptop is lagging. Just one moment. It gives you templates for different things, for projects, just how you'd want the layout to be for whatever project or whatever thing you want to be using the you want to be using the monday.com for. And under templates you have recents. Recents just shows you the things you had done earlier before. I think it's just also for you to have easy access to certain things so you do not have to start scrambling across the workspaces, because now it looks easier to navigate because there isn't so much happening in the workspace. But in a proper setting, there will be a lot happening. So recent is actually comes in handy in situations like that. Just so you could easily just go back to a task or a conversation that you were once, few moments ago handling. Okay, you could personalize your menu to make your interface and dashboard look more better. You could add things, remove things, and all that right here. You could pin and unpin. So if you want to pin quick search, you could do that, and then you get to easily see it rather than clicking on the more, right? And all. So far, do we have any questions? Once you pin, please do not forget to save changes. I didn't save changes because it's not exactly relevant to me right now. So far, do we have any questions before I go into the Monday AI? Beatrice, let me know if you have any questions so far before we step into Monday AI.
Okay. No, we do not have any questions at the moment, but let me just recognize a few persons that are engaging here. And it's
Okay.
just so Yumo Bibowi, Andrew Emanuela. Thank you so much for joining us. So please drop your questions and we'll attend to them. Thank you so much. Okay, please go ahead. I'll let you know once you have questions.
Okay. So next we're going to go to Monday AI. The beautiful part about Monday.com is how they have integrated a lot of artificial intelligence into the platform. So with AI Sidekick, just think of it as Monday.com's chat GPT. Okay. Here you get to ask any questions. You get to, you know how you can generate forms, files, and any kind of information from ChatGPT. You do same here in AI Sidekick. Okay, you can create a board, you can write a document, you could research online. Let's you could also brainstorm ideas, generate images, and all of that stuff. Okay, so for the purpose of this tutorial, let's try to create a document. I wouldn't want to create a board because I would want to show you that step by step. All right, so I wouldn't want the AI to create a board for it, but then let's just create a document. Let's see what it's going to give to us. Shape my ideas into a document. So what kind of document would you want to create? Let's say an SOP for sales qualification. Okay, let me just say create an SOP. Just say create a comprehensive SOP for sales qualification and conversion. Yeah, let's see that. Let's see what's going to give to us. And the thing with Sidekick is you could add files, you could add documents, you could add context. When it says add context, you could include a task that is already existing in the workspace, just so it feeds more information to the AI to understand what you really want. Okay. But because this workspace is new, there's no context we have so far, right? So I'm just going to give it that prompt and watch it do its thing. So it's working. While that is going on, I think we should just move on and we'll get back to this when once it's done thinking. Vibe. Vibe is a very interesting AI tool in Monday.com. Um, with Vibe, you get to share ideas and watch your ideas come alive. Okay, it's it almost feels like a programmer, right? Because with Vibe, it's more like it's creating a system for you. Okay, so you have templates here that we could use based on what you want to get. With Vibe, you could create these are templates. You could create an organizational chat. You could create a supply chain tracker, employee resource portal, and stuff like this. Vibe does the it does more heavier work. It does heavier work than Sidekick. Vibe is more Vibe is more vast in knowledge and more in depth uh in processes. I hope that makes sense in some way,
Yes, would you mind
right?
zooming in a little so we can see your screen better?
Oh, okay. One moment.
Just a
Let me
little.
let me
All
just.
right.
I'm sorry. Can you trying to zoom in?
Yes,
Can you
yes.
see my
I
screen
think
better now?
yes, I
Can you see
think
my,
it's better. Okay,
oh,
yeah,
it's
please you
better
can
now.
also put the comments in the comment section if you want it to be bolder or if it's clear enough now. Thank you.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, Beatrice. Sorry, Rejoice. Okay. So, yeah, that is it about Vibe. I'm just in constraint of time. Then AI workflows. Um, we're actually going to go in depth into workflows once we start creating workspaces, boards, folders, tasks, subtasks. So I can show you how to create a workflow from scratch. But if you want AI to build a workflow for you, you tell you just put in the prompt based on what you want to see, based on because workflows help with repetitive tasks, so you do not come manually to you don't have to manually, you know, keep doing things that would be repeated probably in a project of 2 weeks and all, probably changing tasks, changing statuses, or reassigning tasks to other people and all that. Workflow can help you take that out of your task. With AI workflow, it helps you create that workflow, but then I would want to show you how to create it from scratch because I think that would be a plus for you. AI agents. For AI agents, we see they're more like personalized AI robots that have masters in or mastery in certain tasks. So you could have an AI agent that it has mastery in customer support operations, or sales operations, or business administrative operations and all. So based on what you want, you choose an AI for that. Like now for Sarah, she's a competitor researcher. So that is her field. She's a master in it. Okay. You could go to the next, which is Diana, who is a feedback analyzer. Elena, meeting prep. So this would be perfect for scheduling and all of that stuff. Uh, Strategic market insights. This would probably give you in-depth reports, helping you through to show you, okay, this is the gaps or the recommendations on what you can do or what you can implement for better results. Talent sourcing, meeting actions, and also based on what you want, you could use any of these AI robots that are specialized for each of these tasks to ensure that you get maximum information. AI note taker is for how we have Zoom and then you have the option on Zoom to record and all that. Note taker may not record per se. Okay, yeah, it records, but then you might not have the download option for the note taker. So the note taker creates the transcript and also creates the video recording for it. Okay, so you'd have to add your calendar to yeah, you'd have to add your calendar. I can't do that right now because that will take so much of our time. Yeah, so you have to add your calendar, and then whatever meeting you have on your calendar that you sync with the note taker, because there's an option to sync the meetings with note taker. It wouldn't automatically just take all your meetings. You have to pick and choose which meetings you'd want the note taker to take notes in. And once that is activated, once that option is enabled, you get your recordings, your transcripts of that meeting. The transcripts are so far because I use the free version. I do not know if it's downloadable. On the free version, it's not downloadable, but if you get the pro, probably it might be downloadable. That I'm not so um, certain on. Sorry, I will just bring my screen back to its normal size so I can have an overview. Okay, so for workspaces, I would like to start with the hierarchy in Monday.com, right? You have the workspace, right? Then you have the, give me a moment just to be sure what this is. Okay. So you have the workspace, then you have the board, then you can have your tasks in the board. But then just to organize things properly, you could have workspace, boards, workspace, folders, and then boards. Okay? Workspace, folders, and boards. Now, when the folder would come in handy is if you have relating boards. Let's say you have boards for activities or operations within a department. You would want to arrange it or organize it in such a way that you wouldn't just have multiple boards scattered all across. You just want a folder where you could put in all those boards and name it. Probably if there are boards on sales, boards on customer support, you'd want to name it that. You want to name the folder that and have all those boards embedded in that folder. Does that make sense? Okay. So let me just show you how to what to do here. So this is a demo. I would want to edit my workspace. If you want to add workspace, you can. You just have to click on uh, yeah. You just have to click on the plus button and then add your workspace. Okay. But now I just want to edit my workspace. I don't want to add anything. I don't want to add the workspace. Just manage workspace. Let's call this let's call this tutorials. Okay. Let's call this tutorials. We could change the icon, change the color, whatever suits you. Um, Let me use the brain option. And if you want to be as detailed as possible, I would advise that you're detailed as possible, especially in a workspace that has several teams and several things going on. So it's best you have descriptions for every workspace you create. So anyone coming into the workspace can just get information firsthand, okay, without asking so much questions. But I wouldn't be doing that so just for time, so you could just add that here and all. Okay. So as you add a workspace, right, automatically it gives you this is I believe this is a document. Sales qualification. Oh, this was a document I created a while ago. I really do not need it for the purpose of this video, but then sure, let's. So in the workspace, we'll go ahead and add a board. Okay. So we'll go ahead and add new board. New board. Okay. Select privacy type. Privacy type is level of access for like who you want to have access to the board. But for now, because I'm on the free version, I don't think I can use the private or shareable. Let's use the main. Main is better, just for the purpose of this video. Go ahead and create the board. Yes. In the board depends on how you want to or what you want to use the board for. For me, I would want to create I want to create a system where I could put tasks in different I want it in not just in to do. I want tasks to go from in review to completed and all that. Okay. So let me just you could change this. You could use these are called groups. You could add a group if you want from here. The three dots here, or just go down here and add a group. Okay? So let me just add one more group for the purpose of this video. I think I'll need another group. So what is in my head right now, the project I have in mind right now is like for tutorials, let's say I want to create a course outline. So I want to build a course outline across several project management tools. So what I would do for me, what I would do based on what I want is change this to create course outline. Okay. And the next stage for me, I'm using the groups as stages for each task. For me, that's what I want to use it for. It depends on what you want to use it for. Okay, it could be used for several other things. Okay, so the next stage I would want after creating the course is review. I would want the course outlines to be reviewed, and then after that, the next stage I would want. Sorry, let's go down. Would be scheduling for scheduling for posting. Or let's just say schedule for posting. Okay, let me go back up. So the course outlines, what project management tools would I want to use? Let's start with monday.com. Monday, another project management tool would be, I'm sorry if I could see your comment right now. I would have gotten recommendations from you, but I can't see your comments. So I'll just go ahead and have put in what I have in my head.
All right.
Um, let's see. Let's call item three could be Asana. Apologies, my laptop is lagging. That's why. Asana, and then you can add items here. I just want to add one more for just for the sake of showing you how to add, and then would have Trello. Yeah. Okay. Now these are tasks that could have subtasks. To include a subtask, just hover over it, and you'd see an arrow button. Click on it, and there you'd have the drop down option to include a subtask. Okay, it's called a sub item in monday.com. So here you could include whatever you want to add, but I do not want to add a subtask right now. So person, all these are fields. Okay, you could edit it, you could rename them however you want to rename them. Item could be renamed as task. Let's rename items to task. Task. And then person, you could rename it to assignee if you want it. Assignee status. I'll leave status as status. Status is where the task is in from ideation to completion. All right. I would not edit status. I would rather want to edit this. Sorry, let me not collapse this task so that everything is yeah. So rather, I would want to edit the options under status, right? Because I would want to change them to do in progress and done. Okay, so or let's just say not started, in progress and done. Progress and done. If you want to add a new label, let's say let's add delayed. Okay, just for the purpose of learning. Delete. I'll prefer delayed to be red. So you click on this here and change the color. I really want it like really red. Okay. Okay. So not started. I think I'll just want to gray. Yeah, to show no action has been one on it, and then apply. Okay, so there we have it. We have all this here. Dates. I, your date is the due date. There's the due date, and then there's the timeline. All right. But then the timeline is not added in the default. If you want to see timelines, you can add that field here. Click on the plus button, add column. You see a drop down. Sorry, let me click on that again. Um, yeah, timeline. You can also add priority. Priority helps the task owner to know the level of urgency. Okay, so with priority, you could have urgent, you could have okay, you could have high, you could have medium, you could have low, just levels of urgency. Okay, and also you could edit it to however you want. So you could change high to urgent, you could change low to not urgent, and all, just like we did with status. Okay, so date is usually the due date. Once you click on it, you get the calendarized option to choose a date from it. Let's say due date is this 11th, changing all of them to 11th actually. 11th. I'm sorry this is a bit slow. My laptop is lagging. I just did it here and add this for. So timeline is how long you'd want this task to be completed in. So the start date and the end date. Now the due date is April 11th. So your timeline would be from the start date once you when you want the date when you want the task to begin to the due date when you want the task to be completed. Okay, that is the timeline. This helps the task owner know how to prioritize better, prioritize which tasks to handle better, right? So let's say from the 1st of April to start date is the first, end date would be the 11th. Okay, just so we do not waste time with this, you could do that all for the remaining of them. Okay, so priority. Let's go to priority. Yeah, you have critical, you have high, you have medium, you have low. I love the critical option. It shows that it's really, really, really urgent. Okay, so based on where it is in the timeline, probably is in day five or in day six, and you have like 4 more days and all. You could change priorities accordingly. I hope that makes sense. And also, don't forget you could edit the labels just as we did with status. You could edit the labels to whatever urgent, very urgent, not urgent, all of that. You could edit the labels however you'd want. Okay? Yeah. So far, do we have any questions? Because I'm about to go to into automations. Do we have any questions? Okay, I know I spoke about putting boards in folders. I'm just gonna rename this board to.
Okay, we do not have any questions, but we have respondents from Anya to some. When you asked the question, she responded Asana, Trello, and she has just also mentioned that she doesn't have any questions. So we'll go
Okay,
ahead.
thank you, Chisholm, for following through. Okay, so we're renaming this board project management tools. I just want to show you how to put a board in a folder. Okay, we're naming this project management tools. And then let's click on the plus button, and then you'd see folders. Click on, yeah. To rename the folder, you just click on the name, and then let's call this Heels and Tech. Okay. Now you could, for the board you want to put in a project, you could just click on the double, like the three buttons, and go to move to, or the easier way, you just move to folder and then you click on the folder which is Heels and Tech, which will show on the, or the easier way is just to drag and drop. Drag and drop, you just saves you more time. You don't have to click on things, right? So we're just gonna drag and drop. Sorry, my laptop is, so drag and drop. My laptop is really lagging right now. So sorry about that. Okay, we're just gonna move it then, since this is taking more time. Mm-hmm. Move to folder, and then heels and text. Yes, just that. Yeah, that works better for us. So now project management is under heels and text. Okay. Now for this is not going to be in our folder because it has nothing to do with our project management tools, right? So to house this, folders helps to house boards, and workspaces house your folders, your boards, and all of that. Boards house your tasks and subtasks. Okay, so I'm just giving you the organizational hierarchy that works or that functions in Monday.com. Okay, so if you want to house this, you'd have to create probably another folder, and then just same process and house it based on how you'd want to organize your workspace. And don't forget, all this is happening under the workspace of tutorial. Okay, so if you want to create something else, probably you could create workspaces by teams, marketing team, and under the marketing team, you could have different folders for social media, for website development, for blogs, for campaigns, and all. And every board that has to do with social media goes to the social media folder and stuff like that. This is how to keep your Monday.com organized. Okay. All right. So I'll take that as a yes. We all understand. So let's go to my favorite part as always, automations. I want to show you how to create an automation from scratch. It's pretty straightforward. Uh, just a little bit of technicality there and there, but I believe it's pretty straightforward. I will just show you how to do this. One moment, please. Okay. So to create an automation, first of all, you have to ask yourself, what do I want to automate? What task do I not want to always come in to handle on my own? What task would I always want to just happen on its own once an action is triggered? Okay. So now in my head, with the kind of board I created, where it's a tutorial project management board, I want to create my outlines. And once my outlines are created for each of those project management tools, right, I want it to automatically go to review. I want it to automatically change its stage from creating outlines to in review, and being probably assigned to the person who would review it and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to do that on my own because that would take so much of my time. So let's create an automation for that. Create from scratch. Yes. Mm, One moment. So here you have when this happens. For an automation to kick off, there has to be a trigger. Okay. So this is the trigger, and then the then do this is the action. Okay. So we are going to click on when this happens. It's going to give you a list of options. So based on what I want, um, let's see, from these options, status changes to something. Um, That wouldn't give me what I want. So let's just keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Status changes from something to something. Okay, let's click on this. With automations, you have to explore as many options as you like, just so you get what you want. Okay, you see these parts that are underlined. There are gaps, meaning you have to fill them. That's the side that might be a bit technical, right? Aside this, is pretty straightforward. When status, click on status. You have to fill in the gaps. Click here. So here it's asking you what column you would want the trigger to work on. So I want it to work from the status. There's also the priority um, column, all right? If you click on status, when status changes from, I want it changes from, the truth is I want it changing from anything, not just a particular one, to done. When status changes from anything to done. Now this is the trigger. Okay. So now let's create the action. What would happen next? Then do this. So my idea is once a task is changed, once a task status is changed in uh, group group creates out projects or creates course outlines to done. I want it to move to the next group, which is review. All right. I want it to move to the next group and also assign that task to an assignee of my choice. So we're gonna say then move item to group. Move item to in review, and then we'll add another action because I want it to be assigned to a particular user. Add action. Sorry, let's do that again.
Sorry, there's nothing to repeat.
Not you, Siri. Sorry about that, my phone. Assign a person. So you could remember all the dashes are gaps that you have to fill. I am the only user on the workspace. That's why my name is the only one here. Usually, when you have a full workspace, you have the drop down of everyone who have access to that workspace. So you assign someone as assignee. As long as it's in gray, it's a gap that needs to be filled. Not you. Sorry, one moment. My laptop is
1 minute, starting now.
not you, Siri. So yes, I want Zillah Wobo to be the assignee. Based on the automation I have created, I just noticed a gap. All right. If this was more conversational where I got to see your comments, I would have asked you what the gap was. So with automations, you have to be as thorough as possible. So with the trigger I gave, it's actually very general. So now it might be confusing because if the status changes in any of the groups to done, it might move the item to in review. So I have to ensure that I am thorough enough to ensure that the I feed the AI the information of what group I'm speaking of. I have to be as specific as possible. Okay, so to do that, I would have to click on the add button and choose the group I want the trigger to work on. Yeah, I know we're almost time is not on our side. Just give me a moment. Just so things are fast, I think I'll just search for group. Item is in this group, and only if item is in this group. All right, this streamlines it. All right, so there's nothing confusing here. Create course outline, and we're done. So let's create automation and see how it works. So let's try with Asana. Asana doesn't have any assignee at this point, and it doesn't have any status. So let's change it. Remember, I chose for the automation is from anything to done. So it can be from not started or from not having a status at all or anything. That's why I choose anything, right? So let's click on this and put a status here. Done. Let's see how that works first. So let's go to in review and see if it was assigned to who we needed to be assigned to. Let's check the name of the assignee. Let's hover over this. Yes, so it was assigned to me. So with the automation, you could also include due dates, whatever due date you would want to include. If you would want the assignee to have a notification, is sent to be sent a notification, you could also include that. I would have included that in the automation. I didn't think about that. And time is not on our side. So basically, these are the basics. Okay. For Modi.com, what helps is you go on the platform, you keep practicing, you keep exploring. There's so much to learn with every project management tool. Okay. And usually, if you're able to navigate one or two, you wouldn't find it hard navigating others because they run with the same, almost the same programming, kind of. Just that the interface is different, so you'd find things in other places than the previous project management tool that you have used. So far, do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? Do we have any comments and all that? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Okay. So since we do not have any questions or comments, I'm really thank you. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for making our time to learn this. I hope you find this very helpful. And just in case you don't have questions now, but you have questions later, you could drop them in the group chat. I believe we have a group chat, and yes, I'll be there to respond to any questions, concerns, or comments that you have. Thank you so much. Over to you, Rejoice.
Thank you so much. It's been amazing. Thank you so much. If Chisum is also commented, she said understood. Thank you, Chisum, for active participation. I think today's award of most active participant goes to Chiso, and Chiso, thank you
Yes.
so much. And thank you, Zila. That was a very informative session, enlightening. And I like the part when you said that you love the critical button because it helps people know what's most important. That can cause a lot of trouble in an
Yeah.
organization when people don't prioritize tasks properly. So actually, I find
Mm.
that this tool lays quite some emphasis on prioritizing tasks. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for making the session worthwhile. We appreciate it so much. We look forward
Thank
to
you so
engaging. If you have more questions, as Zila has said, you can join our WhatsApp group. If you registered from our the Instagram handle link, you will see the WhatsApp channel. It will lead you to the WhatsApp channel. If you haven't, well, you might just be the grace person. So if this is your first time stumbling on this content, this is Let's Day's AI challenge, and this is day 27. We have 3 days to go, and we have the grand finale coming up on the last day, which is the 30th day. So do well to stay with us until then. And it's been an amazing session. Thank you all for participating actively, and I am Rejoice Iroma, and I work with Hills on Tech as the Operations and People Manager. It's been exciting hosting you all. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we also learn an amazing tool. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, Zila. It was a pleasure having you.
All right.
Enjoy
Bye.
the rest of the evening, everyone.